Hey everybody, come on in. This is the Daily Bern. We're going to start in just a minute. Give you a little time to invite your friends and share because sharing is caring. I know you care, so you're going to share. I know that. So this out. Share this out. I'm sharing it right now, but I can only share so much or I'll get locked up in Facebook jail. Don't nobody want that. Facebook's very careful about what they allow shared. They don't like things being shared, especially things like this. You'll find this is gonna be the kind of show that the establishment isn't very friendly with. They don't like this show. They don't want things like this. They don't want the people ever realizing their true power, and that's why they don't like Bernie Sanders. You know, they're trying to stop Bernie Sanders because they're trying to stop us. It's not really about stopping Bernie Sanders. It is all about stopping the people. The people are rising up. Bernie has empowered the people. This revolution, this fight, this thing we gather here and talk about every day, which is a fight, and we'll get to that a little more later on. But some people have a problem looking at it that way. You're going to need to understand that it is. That's what this is. And that's what we talk about here. This is the war room of the political revolution. And as a matter of fact, I want there to be some regulars here before I make an announcement, but I'm on the fence about something. But this is the war room of the political revolution. This is my own show. I started this show because I wanted to see a show like this. So I made it. I created it. And it's become a thing of its own. It's become a beast all unto itself. Now, there's only one person at this point that could get me to stop doing this show. And he really couldn't get me to stop doing it. He could just get me to rebrand it, rename it, take his picture down. And that's Bernie. I believe that what I'm doing is what Bernie's talking about. Grassroots, independent, people doing all they can. This happens to be something that I enjoy doing and am talented at. It's my gift. I am gifted at speaking. I've always been comfortable with it, and I've always enjoyed doing it, and I'm comfortable in front of a camera. So this is my gift. This is what I can do. So I figured I'll make this little show. It is in it, but it's my show in the end. It's our show. This show has become, like I said, like a living thing. It's changed me. I know that. But this is what I'm giving. This is what I'm doing for the revolution. It's my contribution. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you find value in it. That's what it's for. But it's to build everyone up in this fight. There needed to be a positive voice, an inspirational voice, telling the truth, but telling us that we're doing the right thing, pointing us in the right direction. It can't just be Bernie. It's our job. It's our fight. This is our responsibility. This is ours. We have to take full ownership of this. You can't lay it off on anyone else. This is ours. We have to understand that. We really need to get that through our head. This show, at this point, is hosted by a true believer. I believe 100% in what we're doing and that it's possible and that it's going to happen. 100%. Unwavering belief. I have complete faith in this fight and in the fact that we're going to win. That is the voice behind this show at this point. I pay no attention to what the media says. The media is an enemy and a weapon. It's to be ignored, and it's to be silenced. We need to correct the record, the lies that they're spreading, the misdirection they put out every day. That is our enemy. and I'm not going to let them break me. Nothing can at this point. Um, Hopefully, somebody's gotten that out of this show because it's done that for me. I believe in this, and we have to believe. Belief is very strong, belief is very powerful. You can do a lot just by belief. And what we're trying to do is make massive change. We're not trying to do a little bit here and there, move things around. We're trying to rebuild our entire society, change the nature of it all into one of justice and compassion versus greed and survival of the fittest, which is what they sell it to you as, but that ain't really what it is because the whole thing's rigged. That's the reality of the situation. We are coming to change that, make massive change. That means we're going to have to put in massive effort and massive commitment. But we're trying to make a future that doesn't exist. We are visualizing a future that doesn't even exist, but can, if we own it and give all we can to this fight, we can achieve it. We already are doing it. And what you give is what you get. So what you put into it is going to reflect what you get out of it. And this only is going to happen if enough of us commit to it 100%. And I think that a unshakable belief is at the core of what that looks like. You can't allow yourself to be diverted from your path. We have decided that we're going to do something, that we're going to make this change happen. We're not coming to ask, does anyone think we're coming to ask for permission? Anyone, let's see a show of hands. Anyone in the room that thinks we're coming to ask, go ahead and let me know. I try to be as clear as I possibly can. We're not coming to ask. They're never going to give us permission. These people that lord over us, these predators, that's what they are. Might as well start calling them what they are. They're predators. They'll never have enough. They'll never get enough. It'll never be enough. Their greed knows no end, no limits. They'll take it all. They'll destroy it all. And then they'll go somewhere else. They don't have any loyalty to this country. They don't care what happens. We have to take ownership of this. Stop acting like victims. Stop acting like, oh, well, it's too rigged. It's too hard. We're up against too much. It's just too difficult. I have my own problems. I don't want to think about any of that. Now, most people are going to think that way. We don't need everybody. That's the other thing. We don't need everybody. We need a lot, but not everybody. What is it? 3%? 3% of the population to stand united, moving forward united, is enough to make actual change happen. That's what it takes to have a successful revolution. And that's why they put so much effort into dividing us up to keep us weak. If we would ever rise above it, we would be unstoppable. We can do anything we wanted. We are the many and they are the few. We don't have to allow this to go on. And we're allowing it. We're tolerating it. We're letting it happen. That's the reality of the situation. This is ours. And when we start thinking about it like that, we can start to make changes to it. I mean, you can't think like, oh, well, it's theirs and they won't let us. Well, it's not theirs. That's the first thing you stop looking at it like that. Our future is not theirs. You deserve these things. Hey, Steve. It's a good day for Bernie. Biden and Yang made fools of themselves. Did you see what Yang was feeding his supporters? Whipped cream. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And Biden just constantly implodes. Bernie's polling in first place here in California, Steve says. That's awesome. I love hearing that. But I am weary of trusting any polls, you know? But it's funny how they even have to admit it in their polling. And it will get harder for them to hide once the voting starts. This is reaching a climax. We are reaching a tipping point. We are building the momentum needed to win this fight. So just keep doing all you can and moving forward, and we'll win. It's that simple, it really is. And our time is now. Like I said, we're not asking permission. We have to take this, and the time to do it is now. We're not going to get a better opportunity. No better chance is coming along. And that brings me to what I was going to talk about now, the rebranding. Does this show need to undergo rebranding? There are people that have problems with my language on the show, that I talk about this as a fight, that I stress that this won't be easy, that we're going to have to make a commitment, we're going to have to believe, and we're going to have to do what needs to happen. Well, I understand these people's concerns, and I respect them. But the reality of the situation is this is a fight. This won't be easy. We are going to have to commit 100%. And these predators that lord over us, and that's what they are. They will never stop. They will never have enough. There'll never be enough for them. They must be stopped. And to quote George Watsky, they won't be stopped by putting flowers into the barrels of their rifles. We must fight. We are in a fight. That's the reality of it. I'm sorry if that bothers you. I really am. I apologize. It's a fact. Facts are facts. If you have an illusion of reality that we are not in a fight, whether you're fighting or not, I'm sorry, that's a delusion. We are literally in a fight, and everything is at stake. The stakes couldn't be higher. And what we're trying to do here is make massive change and correct the flaws in our society, in our world, in our way of life. It's not right, the way we live, the things that go on in this world, all this greed. It's not right. We got to change it. We're talking about massive change, undoing their whole system. Now, how do you think that happens? Do you not realize what they have and the lengths they went to acquire it? What's at stake for them? Unlimited amounts of money, power. We have to take this. We have to take this, and we have to take full responsibility that that's the way it's going to have to go. So maybe Bernie's name, even though he's our candidate, I believe in that fight, believe in it 100%. And I really, at the bottom, at the end of the day, believe that this is my show, our show, and we can do anything we want here. And I can put anything on the walls of my show that I want. I don't think that Bernie would I think he'd even like this show had he ever seen it. Not that he ever will. But if he did, I don't think he'd be against what I'm doing here, and I don't think he'd be against what I'm saying. And I'm not calling for violence. And I know I've been told that I can't say fight because fight always means violence, and that leans towards the dark side of things. What do you guys think we're up against? Seriously, I mean, what do you think we're up against? Do you realize who these people are? What they've done, what they will do? We must own this fight and accept it. It is a fight. And this is a no lose, no quit, no back down situation. There are no half measures, no substitutions, and no negotiations. This has to happen. We're coming to take this, and that is how it's got to be. Accept that. You got to see the world for how it really is. It's time to get real. So what I want to know is, do we need to change the name of this show to The War Room? We can't keep living in this fantasy that this is not have the potential, at least, to get past the primary. Well, I don't want to think this way because we're going to win. We already are, right? But just for a second, let's think. What if they rig it? Let's entertain that just for a second. What happens then? Do we stop? Do we sit down, lay down, quit? Nope. That's what I'm talking about here. This keeps going. We don't even accept that no. This doesn't stop. So I am that committed. That's what this show is about. Seeing this fight all the way through. So maybe there needs to be a little rebranding going on. I don't know. I get told, and the last thing I would want to do is damage the campaign. I'm not damaging the campaign, I don't think. I'm talking to the people it's going to take to win this. It's going to take 3% of the population of this country coming together, standing united, and not backing down. That's literally what it's going to take. And since I know that, and I know you can't vote your way out of a rigged system, and I know that we're going to have to overwhelm this and take it, that's who I'm talking to. And I'm trying to make other people understand that that's what's going to have to happen. Maybe you don't believe in that. Maybe you don't want to hear that. This is not going to be the place that you want to hang out then, I guess. Because I am not going to soften my speech. And I've even seen people say that Bernie needs to soften his and back away from the democratic socialism stuff. Head into that head on. He's doing a damn good job. Bernie's doing great. Very proud of our candidate. Doing a fantastic job. But in the end, Bernie is just our candidate. We're going to have many other candidates. This fight goes on way past getting Bernie Sanders elected president. And I've already thought about, well, what's going to happen to the show's name once Bernie is president? You know, it ain't always going to have to do with Bernie. So maybe that's another reason why we need to change the name to The War Room. That's what I'm flirting with anyway. Ray says first put some dirt in the barrel of the rifles before putting in the flowers. That'd be the best way to get them to grow, right? They're not going to grow in a gun. I like that little quote. And I like George Watsky. I recommend looking him up if you like rap. He's or poetry. He does. That's how he started actually in poetry, in the Def Jam slam poems and stuff like that. But this has been the Daily Bern, and that's what we do here. We talk about this fight, and we talk about what's going on, and we talk about owning it. We talk about doing all that we can. And thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone that came and everyone that shared and got this out. And come back tomorrow. We do this every day at 7 p.m. This is a daily motivational show for the political revolution. because motivation's like bathing. It doesn't last. You need to do it daily. So this show was made to pump us up for this fight that we're in. We are in a fight, and the good news is we're crushing it. So just keep doing it. Keep doing all you can. I see you guys out there. A lot of the people I see here, I see you out there fighting. Keep doing that. Keep moving forward, and we will win. Not Bernie, us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7. Let me know what you think about the name change.